stay looking at the way you make me feel. It's so 2 a.m. The night still young.
You are listening to the Flex Media Podcast. My name is Dawson Moore, obviously. Here with Evan Meyer. We got a lot to talk about today from the NBA. Everything from Nuggets sweeping the Lakers, zombie Celtics maybe coming back from the dead. Gabe Vincent's out tonight. By the time you listen to this, we'll probably know who won the series, but right now we don't. Doc Rivers fired from the Sixers after yet another Game 7 loss and another series that he should have closed out that he didn't. Nick Nurse gaining traction with the Bucks. And we're going to break down these two starting fives that were very intriguing on Twitter today, and I want to see what F thinks, picks his brain a little bit. As well as a brand new segment called Make the Case, where someone with a hot take is going to try to make the case, and we'll see if the other person has a rebuttal, or if they agree, or if their mind gets changed. So we have a lot to get into. Ev, feels good to be back, man. How have you been?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, what an intro, huh?
Yeah.
What a lead.
Got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. So we left off. We covered the first round of the playoffs.
We did. We talked about the injuries.
Yeah.
I also said, I'm going to say something right now. I said the playoffs were horrific.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was talking about. These playoffs have been great.
Yeah.
Jokic, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I mean, players are going to another level.
Yeah,
Soft-ass Celtics.
I mean, the Steph LeBron, that was the highest watched playoff series of all time. Average viewers, yeah. Highest average viewer count of all time.
Ever, including the finals?
Ever. In playoff history. Yeah, so yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, LeBron versus Steph. I mean, that's what and Jokic is becoming a top 5 set. This playoffs has potentially retired LeBron, potentially ended the Warriors dynasty, is pushing Jokic to a top 5 center of all time, is kind of demoting Joel Embiid. You know, this playoffs is doing a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to kind of delve into the semifinals and the conference.
Yeah, and that's a really good point that you bring down. This, playoffs is kind of propelling us into a new era. Because you got Wemby getting drafted to the Spurs.
Yeah.
Bron might be done. The Warriors might be done. Like, there's a lot of, I don't know if I want to say uncertainty because we know the stars at the top are great, but in a way, yeah. I mean, we really don't know what next year is going to look like. I'm excited.
As Richard Jefferson said, there's some parity to the NBA, which is a great thing.
That hasn't really, been seen since the 70s. Like,
yeah,
we've had a different champion every year of 2020 so far.
Yeah, I
mean, if you look at the NBA, the only real decade that had, a different champion every year was the 70s.
Yeah,
80s you got.
I mean, because they were
Celtics,
because there were dominant players Larry Bird in the 80s.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan in the.
That was also that's the worst era for players.
Yeah.
One can make the case.
One could make the case, right? So. What series do you want to start with then for the semifinals? I guess start with the semifinals, or
I think we should start. Do you want to save Doc Rivers till we get into the storylines, or should we just talk about Sixers?
I mean, that is part of it though. We could talk Sixers, Celtics.
All right.
I mean, like I said earlier, Joel Embiid. He averaged minus 10 points per game from his regular season. He averaged 23 points in the playoffs. Terrible. I was super high on Joel. He deserved this MVP. I'm sticking to that still.
I agree.
But he cannot score only 23 points per game in a playoff series against the Boston Celtics. They had that series.
They had it.
James Harden played good. At this point in James Harden's career, you're not expecting Harden to go out and have 40 every single game. He had his 40-point game. He had his good games.
And they also won on the road.
They won on the road. It was the Sixers series. The Celtics didn't look amazingly good.
No.
And
You know, they really haven't all postseason.
No, they really haven't.
Their coach is flat out bad. I'm just going to say that right now. Missoula, if they lose, and I think when they lose to the Heat, because I'm not feeding into that Twitter bullshit that that we're channeling our 04 Red Sox. When they lose to the Heat, I think he has to get fired. But then again, I don't know if there's going to be any candidates left to hire that are maybe. I mean,
Monty Williams declined Pistons.
Yeah, which would you want to go from Phoenix to Detroit?
I would want to coach Cade Cunningham, but that's kind of like a thing.
Okay, let me ask you something. If they had the first overall pick and Wembanyama, is he going? I would say yeah. I mean, for sure.
I'll say probably.
And I want to talk about Embiid.
I'd say
because
probably.
I saw, bro, some of this Wembanyama stuff is crazy. I hate to drink, but I'm kind of tying that in back to Embiid. He had a bad series, didn't look like the MVP. I get, like you said, minus 10 points per game average. I saw something on The Athletic this morning. Embiid for Wemby. Who says no? That is crazy. To me.
So
people
think Wemby's going to come in and average 33 a game?
Yeah, and be Joel Embiid.
No. Okay, so what do you think Wemby is going to... Let's do this. Okay, yeah, what do you think Wemby... What is Wemby's stat line?
We're going some Wemby talk. So, Wemby's stat line his rookie year. Because you got to bring up this fucking Wemby. But, 20, 11... Actually, I'm going to go 21, 11, and 1.8.
21, 11, and 1.8.
And a block a game.
A block a game.
I almost said 2 blocks, but then I was like, this isn't the French league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably 21... 10. Yeah.
I also wouldn't be opposed to, someone saying he's going to average more than that. Because all the European guys say it's easier to score in Europe than it is in the U.S. Or in the NBA.
Yeah, but he's still going to be the tallest in the league. But there's going to be, in his position, he's not a point guard. The spacing in the Euro League for point guards is hard. Luka... He has so much spacing in the NBA, but Victor will shoot more threes and everything. But I think it'll be harder for him to score on a Giannis than it is to score on a European center. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So 21.
Yeah, I would say the bigs in the Euro League are not great. Yeah, compared to here, but the guards are sneaky. Yeah, those Spanish guards. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But God, the Sixers. Yeah. I mean, year after year. Is the process over?
I mean, Harden wants out, which I don't.
He is out. I think he will leave.
Which is kind of crazy. I feel like they should run it back at least one more year.
What do you do if you're Philly? Where do you go from there? Harden signs in Houston. I mean,
I just hope Tyrese Maxey
takes
a leap to an All-Star.
A leap as a playmaker? Is that a realistic leap? Because we know he could score. We know he's wiry.
Yeah, I mean, he just needs to go from the young momentum guy to the get the ball in the clutch guy. Yeah. He needs to take that step. But I mean, you gotta fire Doc Rivers, which they did, and that's kind of a thing with today's NBA. I feel like. Coaches get fired so much more easily in today's, Monty Williams.
That was crazy.
But they did have to fire Doc, so obviously, I mean, if a Nick Nurse would come to the Sixers, I think that would be. I don't think the Sixers are still going to be a top 4 seed next year.
Yeah, just because they have Joel and
Joel's not. Yeah, they have pieces, and. So I don't think so. If they have another second round exit next year, then probably blow it up. But not this year.
I think the process is over. Right. I don't know, blowing it up is great because obviously what more are you are you just gonna trade Matt? Because you're gonna keep Embiid no matter what.
In 2 years,
because his trade value, you can't trade Joel Embiid. The value is
no, but in 2 years, Tobias Harris is gonna be trash.
Yeah, 2 years, Tobias Harris, old PJ Tucker.
I mean,
done.
Yeah, no.
Even though not saying
right,
he's like a
bro. He went like 5 games as a starter without scoring a single point in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like maybe if they sign how Kevin Herter took a leap when he went to the Kings. If they sign like an underrated guard or something,
Austin Reeves,
yeah, like honestly,
the Sixers,
yeah, like they sign Austin Reeves and Reeves points per game go to like 15 to 19.5, 20.
I've been seeing a lot of Reeves to the Spurs.
Really, and Reeves
which doesn't really make that much sense to me.
I mean, unless
he's going to be a $20 million a year guy.
And
he might get short a little bit, but that's what
that's what he deserves. He's actually nice. He's not like a Caruso, where it's just like, oh, the white man can jump. He's actually like raw
without LeBron on his team.
Yeah, I mean, he is like at the end of the shot clock, you give the ball to Reeves, and he'll draw a foul or make a crazy 3, step back, do something. Like he could hold his own.
Should we talk Lakers Warriors?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
are the Warriors dead?
I mean, it would be great for
you're a hater?
No. As a LeBron guy, as a guy that's against dynasties, it would be great if LeBron retired the Warriors dynasty. After all the things that the Warriors dynasty did to LeBron James, it would be great if LeBron outlasted the dynasty and retired that dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, that series just kind of put a microscope on how, I think the Warriors are in trouble.
Yeah.
Just
Clay.
like everything from just that Draymond punch. Go back to the Draymond punch. That punch was underrated. Not that he punched him, I think that is low-key, that could be good, that's fiery, I like that, but the fact that it got leaked, the fact that people think about how many punches, Michael Jordan punches, that they've talked about 20 years later, that never got out in time. He literally slumped him. Going back to that, I don't know, sure. And then Jordan Poole, sitting on the sideline when they're down, with his hoodie up, and Jonathan Kuminga whining, those guys, you can't
this showed that Poole just got super overpaid.
Oh my god!
Is he the worst defender in the league? He couldn't.
He's a traffic code.
They couldn't put him in the game because, D'Angelo Russell was getting him buckets.
Because think about it, he is a streaky scorer. When he's not on, he's a streaky scorer who, like you said, is statistically the worst defender in the league. When his shots aren't falling, why the hell is he out there?
Yeah.
He can't make plays as a passer.
And
he can't defend, he can't rebound, he can't do anything. At that point, you're zero.
What people say is, Steph Curry can't defend either, but Curry will at least try on defense. And Curry is an underrated rebounder, surprisingly, but Jordan Poole he doesn't give any effort on defense or anything. He is the worst defender. And when I was watching that series, I would get happy when Jordan Poole was in the game, just because it was
because
that's easy.
I don't want to say trash. I don't want to throw that around.
Yeah,
at times, yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo couldn't hit a 3, but he was at least playing defense, and it was he got minutes, and Clay looked bad. Draymond's coming to an end. The Magic is
their GM is leaving. Bob Meyer, who's been there since 2000, since I think the year after Curry got there. It's coming to an end, man.
I think so.
Realistically, who are they going to go out and get?
And another thing
at this point, they are who they are. You botched. I do like Moody. I think Moody could potentially be good as a role player.
Yeah.
Not what they would need him to be to make a substantial run towards another title. Not saying that they couldn't make trades, but they flopped on those draft picks. They needed, if they cash those, if they drafted LaMelo.
If Wiseman was supposed to be the guy that he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And Kayvon Looney has been playing great, but
he can't
score.
Exactly.
he's a liability on offense, which is and the Warriors kind of showed you can't win by just chucking threes anymore. Like it's caught up to where like people
everyone's taking 43s a game.
Yeah,
so.
but and defenses are adjusting. That's what happens in the NBA.
Yeah,
adjustments like defensive like it started like
it's starting to catch up.
Yeah,
It was obviously lacking when Steph started doing it.
Yeah, exactly, and it's kind of showing because the Lakers made it to the. I'm sorry to keep talking about the Lakers, but they made it to the Western Conference Finals, and they shot no threes. They barely shoot any threes, and they made it far. So I mean, that's also kind of showing maybe the threes, the teams that just run and chuck threes, like the 2015 Rockets. Those teams are just diminishing.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
God, this pains me to say because I don't like the Lakers, but I really like their team this year.
You like them?
What Rob Pelinka did, because they just,
Yeah.
I don't know, like I talked about last, like they had an identity, and that's important. They know who they are. They obviously didn't play a lot of games together, but they're gritty.
Yeah.
And it's just like full of dudes who, had to grind. I mean, like Lonnie Walker had to grind his way to this spot. Austin Reeves wasn't handed this. D'Lo, who had a bad series, but had to grind his way, and he's been on a bunch of teams.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
definitely.
yeah, I mean,
and you kind of just wonder what if this team was together the whole year. If they were this good.
Oh,
and they
I would say 4 seed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out and say they're gonna get the number 1 seed.
No, yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I think 4 seed is good, but that and LeBron has another year on his contract, but it kind of seems like he wants to retire. Which is so sad.
I don't buy it for a second.
Really?
I don't buy that for a second.
Why don't you buy that?
I don't buy him saying that for a second. Because he's LeBron.
No.
LeBron is the biggest drama queen. He loves drama. It's his favorite, bro. He loves it. He lives in it. So the fact that he retires without a fair
he's had drama since he was 16 years old.
Yeah, and I think he loves the attention. He loves
sweet.
everything like that. So the fact that he would retire without a farewell tour, without winning a championship, without playing a season with his son, seems. I feel like LeBron's a sucker for the storybook ending. Right?
Yeah,
there's no way you just end like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
he's a movie producer.
He did. He was saying that.
He's got a lot to think about. I think he'll come.
No, he was saying that he might not play with his son because that's not kind of what Bronny wants. Like, who knows if that's what Bronny wants? Like, he said that in the same interview where he was like, "I got things to think about." But the one thing holding me back from saying LeBron is retiring like 1,000,000,000% is the farewell tour. Like, he needs a farewell tour. There's no way he's going out without a farewell tour.
You mean to tell me Paul Pierce is going to have a farewell tour and not LeBron?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I'm not buying it.
Yeah. He needs that farewell.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it for a second. All right. Should we move on to Suns Nuggets?
Yeah. And KD and Book, they just need help is really what it is.
Well, how much? Like star power?
No, they just need... the role play. They don't have... I mean, Damian Lee, Campaign, that's trash. They're both trash. Like, Wainwright, trash.
Like, realistically, that team...
was never going to...
That's what made me so upset, because these casuals... Not saying I'm, like, an expert, but, like, I know, like, looking on paper, you read the roster, you're like, Kevin Durant... Top 15 player of all time, Booker, first team All-NBA.
Like
Chris Paul, one of the best point guards ever. Like, you could not play a half a season and win the title. Like, people thought the Lakers would win. They got further than the Suns, but, I mean, I'm still right. Team who's played half a season, you could trade for one guy, but when you trade guys away and breaks, like, there's a lot of moving parts. Like, I just don't see you like, who's on the bench?
Yeah, exactly.
And Chris Paul is washed up now.
Like we say.
And Ayton, most disappointing player in the league.
Bro, if Ayton could just dunk a basketball instead of
gosh.
There's a point guard on him and he does a little hook shot. I'm like, dude, just dunk.
Where does he rank? What's a big that you would take over him? Jonas Valanciunas? Is that crazy?
Dude, it's not even
because you have like
it's
who,
not even crazy.
like you have your givens, Jokic at B, I mean Bam's a given.
I mean, I'm taking
Cat.
Cavantis.
Cat is a pussy, but I would take
I
him
would
over
take Cat
Ayton.
over Aiden. I mean,
Brooke, I would
think
rather have Brooke Lopez on my team.
Oh,
than
for
DeAndre
sure.
Ayton.
Oh, I'm taking Brooke. Oh,
For sure.
1,000,000%.
No, like
I mean, at this point, is DeAndre Ayton there with like you said, Valanciunas, Nurkic, Steven Adams? Like he's in that category. Like it's not even like I'm easily taking Sabonis.
But if you go back 2 years ago, people were like, Ayton's gonna make this leap. Ayton's the next big thing. And if Ayton did take a leap, the Suns would be a very, very good team.
They
Probably
would
have
be
won a title.
yeah.
Probably they wouldn't even need to make a Kevin Durant trade.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well,
do you think they had to make? If you were in the front office, if you were James Jones, shout out LeBron for James Jones. But if you were James Jones, would you?
I mean, the thing is,
Would you make that move for KD?
Probably. I mean,
because it is Kevin Durant.
no.
But at the same time, Mikal Bridges
Yeah.
might be the real deal.
Cam Johnson has been playing like I mean, not like an all-star, but
Mikal
really
Bridges
good.
has been since.
Yeah, actually, Bridges has been playing like an all-star. But the thing with me is Chris Paul has to retire. Like he has to retire.
Yes, I know.
And
Great career, great player.
Chris Paul was a huge part of their finals run. Like he really was.
Because you watch him in the finals that year, dude. He was hitting shots off of screens.
Yeah,
he was
big.
making
he
shots.
was playing
yes.
defense. That's the thing about Chris Paul. He's little, but he plays defense. He's too old to play defense.
Yeah, and obviously, like, one of the smartest players ever, but at some point, like, athletically, like, he's not LeBron James. Like,
yeah, he's
done.
6'2". Like,
not maybe if that.
Yeah,
I think he's 6
yeah.
feet tall.
and
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So he needs to retire, and then if you look at the roster, it's literally just D-Book, role player, Bridges, role player, you know? So when you take Chris Paul out, I think you did need to make a trade.
But is KD the right guy? At this
Yeah,
point
that's
in his
his
career.
They literally
35 years old,
Is he 35? Damn.
injury prone,
He's 35? That's crazy. But
and Malachi's listening to this. He'd probably be pissed. We're kind of shitting on this guy. I'm not.
No,
I'm not trying to.
no,
I'm just
yeah.
saying that's a good
I mean,
question. Longevity.
Kevin-
Because Booker,
Kevin
how old
Durant
is
is-
Devin Booker? He's not even 30
no,
yet,
he's
is he?
not. No, no.
So you're gonna have him for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Is it even?
Yeah, I mean, that is actually a great point because they just got an older version of Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Like, Devin Booker and KD play exactly the same. But KD is old and he's not getting better, you know? It's not like he's just getting better every season. So I'm surprised what they look like next season with a full off season and everything.
They have to make. I mean, I'm assuming.
But they were never going to beat the Nugs. The Nugs,
dude,
like we
say
said,
that, like we said, we knew. But now
Yeah.
everyone wants to talk about, hey, those Nuggets are pretty good.
I know, like
Like
we
you
said
act
in the
like they
first
haven't been
podcast.
here the whole time, like they haven't played games on games, like they don't have they created the perfect team
Yeah.
around this juggernaut.
Yeah, from the
And they have
get-go.
tough ass dudes who know their role. Like they are just like they're like not they're about as perfect as like of a build.
Yeah, look, I mean,
If you're building a team, you can't get much better than that.
LeBron said that's the best team he's faced.
I agree. Well, we talked about
Yeah.
it. I think I agree.
No, I 100% agree.
And Murray,
And we have been on them before the playoffs started, and they just proved everybody who was just sleeping on them. Like,
because like I don't know, the whole team just like. Like there's so many storylines that like if you read like it's like I don't want to
Because
say inspirational because I don't want to
MPJ
sound like Flight Reacts,
Yeah.
but like Nikola Jokic drafted what? Second round, 46 overall. A Quesarito commercial was
Yeah.
playing when he got drafted. They didn't even have his coverage. Jamal Murray blows out his knee. People don't know if he's going to be the same. Like people are doubting him. Mike Malone,
Yeah,
it's
2
kind
years.
of been a journeyman before he got to Denver. MPJ,
Yeah.
couple of back surgeries, kind of finding his groove.
I mean, yeah, like Mike Malone.
Aaron, yeah, just
Mike Malone said this is the first postseason in 2 years where they finally had MPJ, Murray, and Jokic together since the bubble season.
yeah.
Because then Murray was out 2 years, MPJ was out.
And I
2
think the
years.
additions, like they nailed it by getting Bruce Brown. He is a good player. He
Yeah,
is a playoff
he
player.
He is good.
He's got to be a playoff player.
At this point, you got to say Bruce Brown is a good NBA player.
Yes, and KCP, KC3, we know that.
He was good on the Nets, but I was just like, this guy.
Yeah, because he's doing, his little floater.
Oh, it's just because
center.
everyone's focused on KD. This guy's getting easy layups. He's good. Like, he could make a momentum three. He could get a momentum offensive rebound. He could make a floater. He's good.
He
And
plays
KCP,
defense. He's tough.
And they have like the best 3-and-D guy in the league in KCP.
And Jokic is just, I don't even, like, it's hard to describe. Like, he feels like an all-time great.
He does.
How many players have played the game like him? How many players, if you look at, like, highest IQ players in the NBA history,
only a couple.
he's got to be
he's up there with
He's got to make that list. With Magic, LeBron, Nash, Chris Paul.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
That's why he's
Great, people shit on his defense. Like, I really don't think it's that bad.
No, it's not.
Because he's a great
he still gets
rebounder.
15 rebounds a game. But, yeah, he's 7 feet tall. And I just think it's because people, like, when you look at a center, you want a center that could block shots and get a rebound. And it's not usually like you look for assists.
No, how many centers bring the ball? Like, Bam does sometimes, but not like, you can't find guys like Jokic.
No, yeah.
That's why I think
that's just like the evolution of the NBA at this point.
Like, is it a hot take to say he's clearly better than Joel? Like, I know
it's not a hot take.
I know not. Like, I think he is. Like, he's gone to the finals, gone to the conference.
Well,
finals.
he's won 2 MVPs over him. No, he's better than Joel Embiid, for sure. He's the best player in the league.
How come no one's been talking about this team? I love watching. The Nuggets are so fun. Like, I know they're from Denver's small market team, but like it's kind of like
no, they're the 1 seed. They have a great all-time player.
It's like no one picked them.
I mean, it's
to win the finals.
Jokic is
we
like,
did, or to go to the final. We did.
We had them winning, right? Or did we have?
Did we? We might have had the Sixers winning.
We might have had the
which was disappointing because.
It was Sixers Nugs, but it's because they don't have like a Allen Iverson on their team. That's like, or a Steph Curry, or like a LeBron James or Kevin Durant. Like they have,
but Jokic is that fun to watch for me.
Yeah,
but he's not as appealing. But he
like
is.
He doesn't dribble. He just keeps the ball over his head and makes he's fun to watch. I like watching him. But I could see how other people wouldn't like watching him.
These bros just like so nonchalant. Like, I don't even know. Like,
I know some of those shots, those dagger one leg three that just looks so.
Hits one on AD, then hits one on Bron.
It's just demoralizing when he hits those shots.
Should we just talk about? I mean, did we cover everything? No, we didn't cover Heat Knicks. I was gonna say, should we just?
Oh my God! So Heat Knicks.
I kind of.
I mean, this just showed Brunson is that guy on the team.
Brunson is that guy. Brunson's the best player on the Knicks.
Yeah, and
most important player.
Before the playoffs, I was saying that, and people were like, "No."
I agree with you. Yeah, and then people after the playoffs wanted to say, "Yeah, he's been the best guy all along."
Yeah,
like, that wasn't the narrative.
That was not.
He is an all-star point guard, regardless. Like, he didn't make the team, but like.
But in the closeout games, he was the one with 40 and 10.
Yeah.
And Randall had 20 or 19 or something. And after the series, Knicks fans were ripping his banners off the wall and stomping on his head. Knicks fans don't like him anymore. I think Randall, he has to leave at this point. He's not that.
He had a good year until the playoffs.
I mean, it's his
He's got to be a
attitude.
playoff guy.
It's his attitude. Brunson carries himself.
Brunson's a bulldog.
Yeah, Brunson's a bulldog, and Randall is just a little depressed. I don't know. He doesn't have the dog in him.
No.
You
saw the commercial? Is that what you're referring to?
No.
There's a commercial of him, for the playoffs, of him bench pressing.
No.
With the dog X-ray.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was doing it. I thought that was a little jab at that.
No, I didn't even.
I was gonna say clever, nice job by you. But we covered the semifinals. Let's get into the conference finals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say they're uninteresting just because like they were good games. Like let's talk about the West first. Yeah, obviously it's a sweep, but I wouldn't call it an uninteresting series.
Yeah.
Games
I
were
mean,
close.
what, game 3, the Lakers were up 11 late in the third quarter. You know, close game 2, you know. It didn't really feel like a sweep.
No.
Like,
it just felt like, I don't know, the Nuggets were just better enough to
beat them every time.
Yeah.
And
capitalize and hit timely shots.
And AD was
That's
bad.
That's why they're winning the title.
Yeah, they hit the shots in big.
They have all postseason. They have all season.
Bro, they make every
Their
shot.
home crowd. They don't lose at home.
The altitude in Denver
Ever.
is the best home court advantage like in sports history.
Some people were saying it's overrated. Just because they prep you for it.
I mean, you could get prepped all you want, but at the end of the day, when you play 40 minutes on an altitude you can't breathe, you know.
Yeah, for LeBron, I'm sure the altitude is tough.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, I mean, Jamal was freaking great.
Jamal was great. AD was terrible.
AD. Is the media being unfair to him?
No, he's like, bro, he is the most frustrating.
To give him
person
unrealistic
to watch.
expectations.
No, because
offensively.
He was always that guy. That in bubble season, he was the best center in the league. Like you could say, like he has the potential. I know people that say he's better than Giannis when healthy. You know,
which is crazy to
when
say.
Anthony Davis is healthy, he's the best player in the league. I hear that people say that, and he's been healthy this playoffs, and he'll have games where he has 16 points. Like 16 points, you know? Like, it's terrible. And some games he'll drop like a 20 and 19, like a 20-20 game, but like, we need him to.
He's not New Orleans AD
score.
anymore. Dude, I think part of it is that he put on all that. Like, he got big. Like, his shoulders are bigger. Like, I don't know. Like, and he was in New Orleans, he was lanky, a little more like lighter on his feet, bouncy. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Could dribble. Like,
yeah, where is that AD?
Yeah,
now he's a bad jump shot. Like,
yeah, he like bad footwork. Like,
I don't know. Like, he's clunky now, and I think that hurt him. Like, yeah, he's stronger, but like maybe it helped him defensively. But I don't know if the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers need him to be more than just a stout defensive anchor.
Yeah,
and a guy who scores like inconsistently. They need him
because
to be,
we can't have Austin
him,
Rivers as the number 2 guy. You know what I'm saying?
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves.
Yeah. It was like Austin Rivers.
Austin Rivers.
On TV today.
Austin Reeves is the number 2 guy on offense. That can't happen.
I know.
You know, in the Western Conference Finals. And another thing with the Lakers, they had nobody to guard Jamal Murray. They didn't play Vando as much as I like.
They started to give Murray the Curry treatment though.
Yeah, I mean they still couldn't like Schroeder 1-on-1.
What did you, as a Lakers? I'm not gonna say fan because you're not a fan, but as a LeBron guy and someone who watches the Lakers a lot, like I would call you kind of a Lakers, guy.
Yeah, I watched like every single Lakers
exactly.
game. Yeah.
What did you think about the lineups of this series?
Bro, Darvin Ham is so bad at rotations, and you see LeBron, you know, pick up Austin Reeves.
Yeah, playing D'Lo and playing Lonnie was interesting to me.
No, because Lonnie, this is what I didn't like, because Lonnie comes into the Warriors series
and has that game
and plays against the worst defender in the league. Like, he has his way with Steph Curry.
Okay. He also was hitting every shot.
Yeah, like,
which is probably unrealistic.
He's not going to do that every time. No. Lonnie Walker started earlier in the season, but he got benched because he turns the ball over. He doesn't pass. And I was telling my buddy that I text about the Lakers all the time, like, I don't want Lonnie in the game. I want Vando in the game. I want Jared Vanderbilt guarding their best player, you know, at all times. Darvin Ham just... all season, really. He's been bad with substitutions. When we had Pat Bev, we would run Schroeder, Pat Bev, Russell Westbrook. Like, just 3-point guards. Like, he's bad with his rotations, but I like his...
You know, honestly, like, at this stage, one of the most important things.
Yeah, like
is,
that.
like, Denver knows their rotation, like, inside, like, they had their rotation, like, locked down. The Celtics don't have a clue. I mean, Grant Williams didn't play at all, and then it started to play a little bit. But, yeah, you have to have your rotations locked down. It just seems like the Lakers have. I'm not saying that was the key to Denver winning the series, because
I mean,
they are the better
just
team. They swept.
Team.
But, yeah,
I
I think
a better team.
maybe you could have still won. Maybe you could have
competed.
Stole 2. Like,
yeah.
Denver in 6. Because I originally said Denver in 7. I thought it was going to be a hell of a series.
Yeah.
The Lakers were playing their ass off. Really didn't
It's like
struggle.
smart.
Yeah.
They were playing smart.
They were playing smart. They were playing their ass off. They had an identity. All of that stuff.
I mean,
but I think
that just shows how good the Nuggets
they're a lot better than the Grizzlies, and they're a lot better than the Warriors. It's evident that that's...
Yeah.
Because the Lakers didn't really struggle with either of them.
Nah, not really.
Like, not really. Like, no, like, I never held my breath, like, Lakers are done. If I was, like, a Lakers fan, you know, you hold your breath, you're nervous, but...
Yeah, we had blowout games versus the Warriors and the Grizz. Like, I mean, and that's what I thought was going to happen. Game 3, we got to beat Nugs by 20. Like, we had, like...
That's what everyone was expecting.
That's what everyone was expecting. And
I think people slept on the Nuggets up until they went up 3-0. I think when they went up 3-0...
even when they beat the Suns, people were like...
Yeah. People beat the Timberwolves. Oh, the Suns will beat them. Everyone chose the Suns. Everyone chose against the Nuggets.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people chose the Suns. So, but... On the other side, I mean, Jimmy Butler.
Oh, my God.
What is this doing for Jimmy Butler's career?
Oh, my gosh. I think... So I have a little announcement to make, and I'll segue this into Jimmy. I know we were going to wait, but I'm making a top 100 players list coming out at the end of the summer, all time. It's going to be very detailed, so it's not just lists I woke up and wrote down, like, random guys. Like, I'm going to do research. I'm going to watch games, read books maybe, like some autobiography, get every scoop so I can make what I think is the most... I'm trying to do it justice, right? I want my list to be the most... quote-unquote accurate, but everyone has their own opinion, but most detailed, most research. Mm-hmm. And I think Jimmy, if he wins the title, is easily in the top 100.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, he has to go down as one of the great playoff performers.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, he's carried multiple teams to the finals. What he's doing right now...
Yeah. If they win this
I mean, he would have 2 finals appearances... he's just cut different, and you gotta start putting him in the all-time great debate now.
Like ever?
I mean,
playoff players.
I mean, he's
because if you look at the career stats, if you look at the All-NBA teams,
if he wins a ring and averaged 30 in the playoffs, he's up there with.
Okay, but the guys in the top 10 have done that multiple times.
Tracy McGrady.
He's not in the top 10.
I mean, people love Tracy McGrady. People
like all of people love AI is a little overrated.
I think he's underrated.
You think he's underrated?
I love AI.
Okay, I guess I should say
AI.
I guess I should say he's properly rated, because if you're gonna put him in the top 15 or top 20, that's crazy.
No, yeah,
because he doesn't have. No, he won an MVP.
I mean, he changed the same way.
But yeah,
would
Curry,
you?
Should I just ask you? Yeah, AI changed the game.
Yeah, AI changed the game just like
you could make the case, but
nobody was dribbling with their left hand until AI came in the league.
Let me ask you. Let me give you a name and tell me if you take them over Jimmy Butler.
Like all time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Klay Thompson.
Oh, I'll probably take Klay.
James Harden.
Oh, Harden.
Kawhi. Draymond.
Probably Draymond.
Dang.
I'm
saying, okay, let me clarify that. With the ring. And the finals MVP. I don't want to project, because we don't want to project.
What, Dame as a scoring champion? He was a scoring champion. But other than that, like, he averaged 30. He has good. I'll probably take Jimmy with a ring.
Interesting.
Maybe. I don't know.
Interesting.
Probably a hot take.
Interesting. All right.
Like, as a better player right now, Dame is, like, a better player. But in terms of, like, career, if Jimmy has a ring and
What about-
averages 30 in the playoffs.
What about Carmelo?
Melo, yeah. I guess I was too, like, hyping up Jimmy a little too.
Yeah, I feel like the emphasis on the ring. Okay, yeah, I think
Like, top 100 at,
he leaps
like,
a lot of people.
He would be in, like, the, late 70s?
Yeah, perfect.
Late
That's what I'm
70s.
thinking right now for
Yeah.
Jimmy. But yeah, this run has been incredible. I mean, the shot making has been wild.
Yeah, I mean, just the way he
Just the way
carries
they've beaten teams and not
they
even
play
like,
defense.
they've just beaten
I mean,
beaten the crap out of everyone they played.
I mean, this shows Eric, Spo. This shows...
Spo is. Should I do a top 10 coaches list?
Yeah,
top
of course
100?
you should.
All right, perfect. So top 100 players and top 10 coaches. Spo will be on the list.
Top 10 coaches of all time?
He has to be. Wow, dude, I don't know, but I guess like
So you have him over...
people
like,
discredit him.
D'Antoni.
Okay, I think he proved. He had to have proved his word.
So who would you
Because
take?
people discredit him because he had LeBron and Wade and Bosh on his team, which I get a little bit. Like he wasn't working with the same talent. But all those, dude, if you look at all the top 10 coaches, I guarantee you every single one had a top 25 player of all time on their team, leading the way. Like because coaching in the NBA, it's super important in college because they're kids. Like they need those. They run sets every time. But NBA, like you see guys get fired. Monty Williams gets fired. Bud gets fired. Nurse gets fired. Like they're expendable. Coaching is not that important because their players' egos are so big, and they're just so talented. But like at this point in the season, those little adjustments, like that could be the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Spo.
Like if Nick Nurse, like I was saying, if Nick Nurse was a Sixers coach, I think that team wins the series.
Yeah.
You know. But so who would you take all time? D'Antoni or Spo?
Spo.
Really? What about? Doc Rivers.
Spo.
Okay.
Doc, see, I'm out on Doc.
What
We
about?
know who Doc is. We know he loses big games. Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
he's
title
just
of
holding
08,
on to that. Yeah,
like
the
it's
08
so
championship.
annoying,
He's just
dude.
holding
It's
on
like
to
all
that for
those
his whole life.
exactly. Like I won a title. Like what does it even mean anymore?
Well, let's go like Jerry
As a
Sloan.
coach. Spo.
Okay. Phil Jackson, obviously Phil Jackson.
Because the thing about Spo, and I saw this on Twitter, and I thought about it, and I was like, it's true. Like, the thing about Spo is what makes him, like, so good is those, like, the in-game like, he's not, like, I don't know, he's not, like, a super, like, he's an outgoing guy, but he doesn't have the super brash personality or, like, the slick back hair, like, Pat Riley.
All right. Yeah.
But, I don't know, he always makes, like, the perfect adjustment. Like, he knows when to put someone in at the ideal time. He knows when to go to something. Yeah. And also...
Let's go to Caleb Martin.
Exactly. Let's go to Caleb Martin.
Let's put our trust
in. And he
in
also knows... He has, like, this
Robinson.
anticipation and feel for when a team will catch up to his adjustment. So then he figures it, like...
He'll adjust to the adjustments.
He's a chess player. He's one step ahead of the other coach all the time. And I think at this stage in the playoffs, that's huge.
Yeah.
And that's everything. And that, in this team, if they win the championship, obviously if and when, in my opinion, they beat Boston, they'll have their toughest test yet.
Oh,
for sure.
By far.
But one preseason, no one would say that.
Oh, yeah.
Or pre-playoffs.
Pre-playoffs.
Yeah. Like preseason...
The Heat were like, dude, the Heat lost a play-in game. At the end of the season, the Heat, like, I was down.
Yeah.
In the first pocket,
we talked about, we were out.
The Heat looked terrible. They looked
I don't
bad.
know. Like, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it.
It's their, and this kind of speaks to their player
it's
development
the grid,
because they're all undrafted.
Yeah, did you hear Spo talking about Duncan?
Yeah,
Him and Bam for hours drill dribble handoff, like all those little intricacies.
I mean, Duncan got no playing time this whole season.
Talk about somebody bouncing back and showing some sort of worth. Because they signed him to one of the worst contracts I've ever seen. He was a $20 million a year guy.
Yeah.
And in this NBA...
And he didn't get any PT.
Yeah, it's tough to... I don't know. It's tough to be good at one thing and still find a place in this league.
Yeah.
And Duncan really was bad on defense, wasn't a great playmaker, but he's turned into a really good cutter, and he's hitting shots. And they're starting to hide him on defense, and it's not really
they
bad.
found a way.
He's playable.
And he's playable in the playoffs.
Exactly.
And another player, Max Strus, is like the most clutch player, bro. He hits every big shot.
Every momentum three.
He hits every momentum three. He makes the smart play. You trust him when he's on the court. He's not a liability on defense. He's just a great player. And Caleb Martin is separating him. This kind of almost makes me think, would Cody be good if he wasn't on the Hornets? Because the thing in college is Cody was like the point guard and Caleb was like the shooting guard. But still, I feel like their skill sets are pretty similar.
I don't know. It's tough with the twins, like the Azure Thompson versus something. Like you don't really know who's which one's going to be better. But that's a good question.
Because I loved them in Nevada. Like I remember I had them going to like my Final Four, and
I know you loved them. That was freshman year.
Yeah, I loved because they were so good. Like they were so good in college. And I thought they were gonna come into the league and like dominate because they are.
They made out. Hey, I mean, they didn't fulfill that prophecy. But
no, they're not dominating. But Caleb Martin is averaging like 16.
Yeah, he is.
They're like starters. Yeah,
this is where you show your worth. Like this is really where if you could be a playoff player, you'll always have a place in the league.
Big shot Rob. Like
exactly, you'll always have a place. Like Bobby Portis is a guy who could play in the playoffs. Like. Guys like that.
We signed the Lakers signed Tristan Thompson just because he's a vet who has a ring, a vet who knows how to play. And he got minutes in game 4. People just like a Danny Green. You just sign him just for his vet.
PJ Tucker. I know he's like trash, but he the impact he had on the Sixers bench was underrated. I think. Just from a character standpoint, like when he would get in Embiid's ears,
exactly.
He was talking to him.
You need a guy like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly, if we're talking about the Celtics, I don't know if that might be what they're missing.
I mean, is it time to just...
Let's talk about the Celtics because we're talking about that series.
Is it not blow it all up, but get rid of Brown? Because before they went to the championship last year, everybody,
annoying,
including myself, was like, this Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown thing isn't working. It's. I was saying that before they went to the championship, and then they went to the championship.
Yeah, before they rattled off,
and then kind of shut me up.
Before they had the best defensive stretch that we've seen in a while.
But it kind of goes back to my point, the ISO.
I don't know. Yeah.
Jaylen Brown gets the ball. And
I remember that graphic that's coming up? Stands completely still.
Does he get the ball? Yes. No. Stand still. Yes. Gets the ball. Dribble. Drive. Slips on the floor.
Dribbles it off his foot.
Yeah. Right? Every single. And he played terrible in game.
Defensively, he's been bad.
No, he's not a good defender.
No.
He's as bad defender.
Smart has been all right. Smart hasn't been that good on defense either.
I mean, Smart's kind of getting up there with age.
Yeah, because if you look at this team,
Horford,
I don't want to say, because a couple weeks ago I was saying, if they don't win it this year, when are they going to, right? With this team.
Yeah.
But Tatum's 25 years old. If you think about guys who won their first championship, very short list that were under 28.
Yeah.
Or 29.
Yeah.
Curry, 28. Bron, 29, 28. Jordan, 28, 29. KD's on that list. Magic's an anomaly.
Magic is an anomaly. Yeah.
21 is the best player in a finals team.
I mean, Kobe won it when he was 20, but he was averaging 12 points.
But at the same point, at the same time, Jaylen Brown Is he really like the Robin?
No, exactly.
Like,
and Jaylen Brown, like I said, he had a terrible game 3, 4, and he doesn't like. If I'm the Celtics, I want to like either a big or a point guard. Like I don't want another shooting guard to just stand there and take.
Yeah, because Brogdon just stands. Yeah, Brogdon just stands. And Tatum, I don't know, Tatum's gonna get better.
Yeah,
Tatum is gonna. He's 25.
I mean, he was in the MVP race.
Yeah, he's going to keep taking leaps, but they just have to have the cast around him when he does, reach that Jokic level.
I mean, the Celtics,
because he could be that good. Like,
no, he could. He really
could be that good.
I remember like halfway in the season
when he's on, he's like unlike any unstoppable.
Like halfway through the season, someone asked me who the best. Like he doesn't watch basketball at all, and he said, like, who's the best player in the league? And the dude next to me was like, oh, Jokic. And I was like, Tatum. Because at that point, Tatum was like the MVP.
Yes, right there with Embiid.
I was like, probably Tatum, So, and I don't think the Boston Celtics are ever going to be like trash. Because they're it's all organizational. Like, it's
like the Yankees.
Yeah, it's like the Cleveland Browns could have all the talent in the world, but they could win 4 games with the best roster in the league.
Deshaun.
And like if you look at the Patriots, they could have the worst record. I know we're talking about
the Steelers.
Yeah, like the Steelers.
They always win 9 games.
The Steelers always are above 500. That's what I'm saying. It's
People
the same
thing
thing
with trash. They won 9 games.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with the Celtics. The Celtics are never. I mean, you could say, oh, the Lakers were poverty for a while. I mean. Like, they were bad for a while, but it's... they still have the fan base. They still have Brad Stevens.
Yeah, these franchises only be bad for, like, a year.
And then they'll be back.
And it's odd because they always get... Like, it seems like they always look out in the lot. Like,
yeah, they always...
In the lot.
Jason
like, the
Tatum
1 year,
is just the best.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Like, the Celtics get Larry Bird in 1979 after winning a title 3 years. Like, it's just how the Lakers get Magic Johnson. Like, it's just like they always seem to look out in the draft, too.
Yeah.
As well as being good. So they might be bad for a year, but then come back with get luck, draft well, or figure something out.
Well, that's the thing. A bad team, like, drafting a great prospect could just... Like, who's a player that got drafted? I don't know, but, like, with Wemby going to the Spurs...
He's in a good
Wemby
spot.
will have a better career with the Spurs than he would if he got drafted by the Rockets or the Pistons. Or even the Trailblazers.
Dude, Pistons, underrated franchise.
Pistons have a good franchise, but they're not the Spurs.
The Blazers,
franchise. He would be bad. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Bulls? Dude, Bulls don't...
Bulls have a terrible...
They have a bad franchise.
Player development. Like, they have a bad... Bulls just have a fan base. That's really all they have.
I got a huge fan base.
And a little history with the GOAT.
But yeah.
But other than that...
I just talking about preseason, like we talked about Draymond, like before the season. I think Ime leaving and messing up screwed this team up.
Yeah,
because like I mentioned, they don't have that dog like the PJ Tucker, Bobby Portis. Like I guess it's Marcus Smart sometimes, but he's a flopper at the same time. He's kind of a little weasel on occasion. Yeah. Like their guys are all kind of like Jaylen Brown is sometimes a little weasel. Like they all have moments, but like Grant Williams just annoying. But like Bobby Portis is tough. Like PJ Tucker is tough.
Yeah, I'm not like
Ime was that guy for them. He made them tough. Like he's played in the league, tough guy, older than Joe Mazzulla, who's 34 years old.
Yeah.
Did you know? Fun fact: in the Big East tournament, Joe Mazzulla's senior year at West Virginia, you know whose team knocked him out? Jimmy Butler's team at Marquette, which is kind of wild to think about.
Yeah.
That Jimmy is possibly about to beat him in the playoffs, but he's owned Mazzulla.
Yeah,
since
Mazzulla's playing.
Since West Virginia.
And we say all of these things about what the Celtics don't have, but they're still in the conference finals.
Because the thing is, like their roster, how they're like construction wise, like it doesn't get much better than their team.
No, yeah, and
because like
they have a superstar.
I think they just went about it. Like Ime leaving was super unfortunate. That was going to set them back, and it did set them back. We see now they're getting out coached. They've gotten out coached in pretty much every single round. And I assume that Mike Malone's a great coach, so if they do somehow make a comeback.
No, they're not beating the Nugs.
You don't think so?
I don't think the Heat are beating the Nugs.
No. But I also, I don't know, if you come back from 3-0, is that, is that enough
Tatum has
momentum?
to just...
Yeah, he has to
Bro,
snap.
the way Tatum,
the thing is, they hit their shots.
So
Yeah, they hit their shots last game, game 4, to advance to the next round. But everyone is so annoying, saying, oh, but now we're going back to Boston. Does it really matter? They just dropped 2 games at home. Dude, they are the worst. They've been the worst home team in the playoffs of any team that's even been in the postseason. All 16, they've literally probably been the worst.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Gabe Vincent's out, but it doesn't matter. And plus the Celtics acted
the Heat already have Tyler Hero out, Victor Oladipo out.
Yeah. And I feel like they took going to the finals last year for granted. We did all this. We went to the finals. We went to the final. You didn't win the finals.
You did not.
Grant Williams goes on a podcast. We were the better team in the world. You didn't win.
You didn't
dude.
prove it.
How are you going to say that?
Everyone still gives Chuck, because he didn't win a ring, but he went to the finals. That doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Chuck
it holds more weight than someone who, Tatum's playoff resume is better than someone like Embiid, but still, in the grand scheme of things, you can't say we're a great team. You're a good team, but a great team wins championships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Warriors, Lakers, Bucks, 2021, and probably the Nuggets this year.
Yeah. That's a
great team.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And I don't know where you go from here. They're probably in the offseason a top 4 most intriguing franchise, just from a move standpoint. Spurs,
there's a lot of teams.
Spurs are up there.
Hawks are up there.
Hawks are up there. Should we get into intriguing storylines?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So let's talk about coaches first. I want you, or let's just rank the coaching openings.
Okay.
So should we do playoff teams?
Okay. Yeah.
So coaching openings. What, Cavs, or did they? I thought they kept JB, right?
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna fire him. They probably should.
Bro, I don't believe in firing coach. JB Bickerstaff is the one that made this Cavs team in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But maybe they should fire him.
All right. So we got Bucks, Suns, Pistons, Sixers.
Oh, yeah, there is a lot. Yeah.
I think that. Is that about it?
Yeah. Well, right now, Darvin Ham's probably gonna get fired.
I don't know about that.
Lakers fans hate Darvin Ham. I feel like, but
I don't know if they'll fire him this year.
But let's see who else. Oh my God, Tibbs gotta get fired.
You think? I feel like they would have fired him already.
Bro, Tibbs is trash.
So we have these openings, potentially Celtics.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of these teams have their final candidates dialed down. Bucks are thinking about Nick Nurse, Kenny Atkinson, who's the Warriors' top assistant.
Both of them would be great.
Who else was interviewing Nurse? Was it the Suns announced their top? I think Nurse was on the list. Atkinson. So it seems like Vogel.
Yeah,
it's Vogel, Atkinson, and Nurse. Those seem like the 3 names right now.
Obviously Nick Nurse is the best option for any team.
People really like Atkinson.
No, he's great, but when he was on the Nets, it's not like he was... Nick Nurse won I know Seth won a championship with the Warriors, but not as the head guy.
Mike Brown has had a similar trajectory to Kenny Atkinson on the Warriors bench. He was their most sought after assistant.
Well, Mike Brown is.
Did you know that? Kenny got hired by the Hornets. Did you know that? Or he agreed to the Hornets job and then backed out. Great move by him.
Yeah.
A world-class move.
Yeah.
But now, I think he'll take one of those jobs.
No, he definitely will. And Mike Brown might coach again.
Mike Brown's coach of the Kings.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm thinking of...
oh, you're talking about the guy who coached the Cavs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Mark Price?
Not Mark Price. Mark something.
Mark Jackson? Mark,
Because it's Mike Brown. Yeah, let's look this up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Mark whatever's face might come back. We don't know his name off the top of our head, so he's probably not very good.
The announcer.
Mark Jackson.
It is Mark
Yeah,
Jackson.
he's gotten interviewed by a couple of teams. JJ Redick has gotten interviewed by a couple of teams, which is weird, but
no,
potential
but
to be
Nick Nurse
interesting.
is top.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like Nick Nurse.
And if like the Pistons could get a good coach, I'm not gonna say they're gonna be like good, but they're probably gonna win close to upper 30s.
Yeah. A
like
lot of people
40s.
though think that like the Bucks job is like maximized almost. So I heard someone talking about Nick Nurse going to the Bucks, and they were like, "Would that like the Bucks not just who like they're already like defined as like this is who they are, this is how they play."
And they lost in the first round.
Yeah, because I think Bud's a guy who like just trusts his principles, right? No matter what, like what he believes in, what he believes works, like he's gonna go to that until he gets fired. He proved that. And
I know.
Minimal in-game
But
adjustments.
you wanted to. You like.
I'm saying, I support Giannis.
And
I don't like Bud. I didn't like.
I
Bud.
remember when they were in the finals, you were like, "Well, the good thing if the Bucks do lose, the good thing is Bud will get fired."
Yes, and he would have kept his like. I don't know if they didn't lose. I guess if they went to the conference finals, he probably would have kept his job still.
Yeah.
But he's. He should have been fired. Not should have been, but he was making the case for himself to get fired in 2021. And that was 2023. There's some good candidates on the board, but the in-game adjustments were what killed us. Not failing to even try to adjust to Jimmy Butler is what killed him. I'm not saying if they would have tried the adjustments, it would have worked. Like, it's the effort that's what people want to see, right? And that's what Eric Spoelstra does, and that's why the Heat are, competing to go to the finals, and the Bucks are sitting at home. Because on paper, they're a pretty good damn team, too.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
But, I don't know, Sixers is an interesting job. I don't know if I'd take that.
What, the Sixers?
Just because the uncertainty with Harden, like, it's almost like if you're a coaching candidate, if you're Frank Vogel, if you're Nick Nurse, if you're Atkinson, if you're Mark Jackson, if you're JJ Redick, if you're whoever's getting interviewed for that job, like
JJ Redick.
Do you even would you want to wait until he signs with the Rockets?
I mean, you're still coaching the MVP, like.
But it's the process.
So, like, I don't think so.
Without Harden, this team is like completely different.
It is completely different.
And they'd have to make a couple moves.
Well, I don't think they'll be like trash without. They'll still be a top 5 seed. Like Maxey will hold his own. Joel.
But Maxey's gonna have to get a lot better.
I mean, not even a lot, but like better, yeah, for sure. But I mean, without Harden, he probably if he gets the ball every
trade
possession.
for Bridges.
Yeah, they'll make a Bridges. I mean, McDaniels is going to have a whole season with the team, which he only had half a season. I don't know. They could make some noise. Maybe if they get Cody Martin.
Biggest Cody Martin guy in the world. Are you getting a jersey?
I might have to. I love
All
Cody
right,
Martin.
man. So what else is there? LeBron. We covered LeBron retiring. He's not gonna. We came to the consensus that he's not gonna retire.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
But that's not to say he's not. Like, this might be his farewell tour. I don't know if he will 100% play with Bronny.
I like that. But I think he's not going to retire on this note.
I mean, Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of like a sour, like on a sweep.
I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, on a sweep. I don't think he's like gonna win another finals, which is sad to say, but.
It is, so there's really no shot that he's the GOAT.
If he does pull a ring out of his ass, he'll be the GOAT.
If he gets traded to the Warriors?
Yeah.
Nick, right?
Bro, if he
Bro,
gets...
some of these mock deals are so bad
Yeah,
on the Colin Cowherd show. Like, why do you even bother?
That guy might have some of the worst takes I've ever seen.
Yes.
He was saying, I remember, he was saying, like, Ben Simmons was... And I love Ben Simmons, but he was saying Ben Simmons, he felt the same way as watching Ben Simmons as he did with, like, LeBron James and Magic Johnson.
In high school, maybe.
And, like, this guy was crazy.
That's how I feel about Wemby.
Really? I'm not that high on Wemby as, like, a lot of people are. Like, I think he'll be great and good.
Who would you go with two? Scoot or Brandon Miller?
Who has the second pick?
Is
Is it the Hornets or the...
I think it's the Hornets.
The Hornets, I will take Brandon Miller.
Even with Miles Bridges coming back?
And people say when you have like a pick that high, stop going for what your team needs.
I say that. I think you just choose.
I think a lot of people say that, but I'm more of like
NFL.
They have their all-star point guard, Brandon Miller. Like if you get Scoot, and it's like who's gonna dominate the ball, LaMelo or Scoot? But like Brandon Miller is not gonna dominate the ball. He's gonna catch, dribble, pull, catch three, play defense, be a good... I'll take Brandon Miller.
I think I like that.
Yeah?
I
just think
Scoot's
Scoot's
stock
like the
is-
best player, though.
In the whole draft?
Right now, right now he might be better than Wemby.
I can't do that. Just because he's just such a unicorn.
No, that's what Wemby's potential in the NBA is higher.
But right now, you'd say Scoot's better. Scoot's just a little too inconsistent for me.
Yeah. I mean...
Shooting wise,
he's like muscled up. He's a beast.
The Thompson brothers,
dude, I
shoot.
love the brothers though.
But they can't shoot.
They can't.
Have you seen their form? But that's fixable.
I've seen them play, so. But they're fast. They could run the floor. They could pass.
Dude, I always think it's creepy when you see like twins like getting interviewed. Like it just gives me like the chills. I don't even know.
The same
yeah,
thing,
like they just look at each other like it's like you're the same dude, bro. Like I don't really get it. I just feel like the chills.
And they think the
when
same
they're at the lottery,
thing.
yeah, you're like they're probably the same. Are they not the same guy? Like,
yeah, I mean, and one is rated like a lot higher than the other. Not a lot higher. What Amon? He's rated like.
I think it's Asur.
Asur.
No, Amon is rated higher, but Asur like won MVP of the league.
Really?
Yeah.
I know one of them is like
one
projected 5 and one is like 7.
Yeah, they're like they're basically just as good, like skill wise.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. Super.
I love this draft class.
Dude, this draft class is really good.
Yeah.
Last year's draft class or next year's draft class.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck, bro.
This class is better than last year's class.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so.
Dude, just wait till Cameron Boozer gets in the league.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude.
Kion Thomas. Kion Anthony.
Best player in the country right now. He was a sophomore. He was the best player in the country as a sophomore.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. That's like LeBron's.
No, Boozer.
His brother's trash.
Yeah. Are they twins too? Or
I think they are twins.
Yeah, right?
But then there's this kid from Maine named Cooper Flagg in the 2025 class who's a stud too.
Mm.
He's a 7-footer.
I mean, all they need for the draft type is Bronny. That's really all they need for the draft type.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And it's kind of exciting seeing, like, Bronny's about to be in the league. Like, he is going to be, unless he, like, die, like, or, like, I don't know.
Are we getting deep?
Unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, he's on pace to be in the league, unless he just shows up to USC and forgets how to play, like, Space Jam.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Which is super exciting.
It's a benefit to him that this next year's draft class is so bad that he will be a first.
Like in this draft class.
I don't know if he's a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
I haven't done that much research on
Yeah,
this year's class, but that seemed like it was a little clickbaity. Like Bronny James, top 10.
No, yeah.
as he is like the 25th recruit in the country.
Yeah.
It's crazy jumping into the top 10, but he's honestly gotten a lot better throughout his high school career. For sure. All right, should we talk about those teams?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So shout out NBA University on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't follow them, you probably should, because they're a very good account. He posts like anything from, stuff like this, where he posts like 2 starting fives and compare them. He asks questions. He talks about Devin Vassell, who's broken out, in his opinion. I mean, I don't know if he's broken out, but
basically, there's these 2 teams that we're gonna debate which one we're gonna take.
Yeah. So in team 1, we have Steve Nash, Seth Curry, Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jokic. What?
This is such a weird.
Shaquille O'Neal, Drew Holiday. Okay, we're done with team 1. Okay, we got. I would call these, I'd call this the bigs. Team 2, Drew Holiday, Dwayne Wade, Scottie Pippen, Draymond Green, and Dirk. I call this team toughness. You like that?
Yeah.
All right. So
wait, you call the first team big? They have Seth Curry,
okay,
Steve Nash, and Duncan Robinson. They have 3 traffic codes. They have 4 traffic codes.
Jokic and Shaq. Not team. Okay.
This is team just
team playmaking.
What team? It's got to be just team shooting and plus Shaq.
Yeah, I don't know. Jokic and Shaq.
And then team 2 is just so well-rounded overall. They got a playmaker. They got a shoot.
Well, how should we go about it? So you're taking team 2.
I'll take team 2.
All right, I'll go team 1. Now, should we go matchup versus matchup?
I mean,
let's start Steve Nash.
Yeah, let's go matchup versus matchup.
Okay, Steve Nash can't guard Drew Holiday at all, but
Steve Nash will outplay Drew Holiday.
Yes,
that's a given.
Yes,
but Dwayne Wade will demolish Seth Curry.
Yeah.
And then Scottie Pippen will demolish Duncan Robinson. And then
the thing is, I don't. Oh.
And then
the thing is,
and then who else? Jokic will dominate Green, but it's not like he's gonna he's not gonna dominate how Dwayne Wade is gonna dominate Seth Curry. And then
yes, okay, Scottie on Duncan is kind of crazy.
I mean,
that is wild.
And if Shaq can't drop 55 points and 7 blocks, they're done.
The thing that I like about 2 though is Jokic and Nash are 2 of the smartest players ever, and they'll find I'm just thinking dribble handoffs with Duncan and pick and roll. The Nash Jokic pick and roll, the Nash Shaq pick and roll.
And then you have swatted by Scottie Pippen?
Not if you find Jokic on the slip through.
When Draymond Green, prime Draymond Green.
Shaq? Who's stopping Shaq on that?
No, that's what I just said.
Nobody.
Shaq needs to drop 55.
But they're in their prime.
Dude,
These guys are all in their prime.
Bro, a double team with Draymond Green and Scottie Pippen on Shaq. Shaq is all they have. It's literally just Shaq. But Scottie Pippen, if Draymond Green and Scottie Pippen just roam in the paint, it's going to be difficult. And, Scottie Pippen can score. Dwayne Wade, obviously, can score. Drew Holiday can score momentum and play defense. The team is just defense. And then Dirk can shoot. Dirk can damn near drop 45.
But the thing is,
Shaq's not going to be able to guard Dirk either.
But do you not envision Jokic and Shaq down low, defense collapse, finds Nash, Curry, Robinson as 3 elite shooters on the outside?
I could see him finding Seth Curry and
who hits it,
and then Scottie.
Okay, but Scottie
leaps from the free throw line and swats it and takes 2 steps from half court and free throw line jams it.
Yeah, their defensive concerns for all. Jokic is a solid, decent defender. We talked about it earlier, but Yeah, these four guys defensively are compared to these
what
four
is
guys.
Seth Curry and Duncan Robinson?
Why are these teams?
Yeah, like I just don't get what the Seth Curry, Duncan Robinson. Maybe if Seth Curry was like Klay Thompson, I'd probably take team 1. But Seth Curry is bad. Like he's bad. Duncan Robinson is not good compared to Dwayne Wade, Scottie Pippen.
I feel like Duncan, like if you replace Duncan with someone more comparable to Scottie.
Yeah, then team 1 takes it 100%. Like if Duncan Robinson was like Clyde Drexler, then yeah. But it's Duncan Robinson.
If Duncan was Magic Johnson.
Yeah, like exactly. Like Duncan Robinson. It's not like Duncan is taking a little step. It's like you gotta change Duncan Robinson with like an ultimate.
All right, so basically we came to the conclusion that my team sucks. So should we look at the comments?
Yeah, what
on
do
this
the comments say, dude?
Oh shit.
What do you? I think the comments are like all gonna be team 1 for some reason.
All right, let's see the poll. So we're gonna say team 2 and 4 to 5. You say?
Sure. Yeah,
29.
Like everyone's gonna say team 1, which is just crazy to me.
Prime Duncan Robinson is a random ass addition.
Yeah, like Duncan Robinson and Seth Curry just
Seth Curry
game.
typo.
Yeah, if it was Steph Curry, then I'd take team 1.
Dwayne Wade doesn't play basketball.
So
Casuals will pick team 1. True basketball fans realize the need for defense and getting stops, so they will pick 2.
Exactly.
But I don't even know.
Casuals will pick team 1. Not saying that you're a casual,
because
but
I had no other. Well,
yeah.
I'm just envisioning.
Yeah, no.
I guess I'm envisioning the best possible outcome. Like in my head, it was
if Seth Curry has 12 points, they'll compete. Seth Curry's gonna have 2 points in a series. He's gonna average 2.5. Make 1 3 then.
Yeah, because offensively, my team's better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'd probably
shooting, scoring, Jokic, Shaq, Nash can score.
I mean, but my offense is great too. I got Dirk, Dwayne Wade, prime Dwayne Wade is like the third.
Draymond is like a 14, 16 game guy.
I have an all-time great small forward and literally the 4th greatest shooting guard of all time. Is he 4? Mike, Kobe, AI, Dwayne, Harden.
Mike, Kobe, Jerry, Dwayne, Ivan, or Allen.
Allen, bro, I don't know. I'll take Allen Iverson over Dwayne Wade.
I can't do that. There's no possible way I can do that.
Okay.
You would do that?
Bro, AI is just so underrated. This is why...
Dude, I think you're too fascinated with the cornrows and the rebounds. The actual basketball and playoffs.
Well, he had a better single season than just about anybody in, 2000... Was that 2001?
But we're not comparing single seasons. Unless we are.
No, we're not. But I'm just saying he's so... if Dwayne Wade... Bro, it's tough because Dwayne...
Longevity-wise, it seems like Dwayne is
But, influence is literally Curry, Mike, AI. Influence. Change the game.
Curry, Mike, AI, Dr. J.
Yeah. That's a great addition. Dr. J's a great addition.
All right.
But, yeah, I'll go team 2.
Team 2 and 4. Team 1 sucks. You guys could have this debate in some bar or coffee shop or
maybe at 3 in the morning, just with the boys. Just talking about maybe if Hito Turkoglu took the place of Duncan.
Biggest Turkoglu guy. All right. Well, what do you got coming up for the flex here?
Currently, I'm working on a Scorsese top 10 in favor of his new film that just got Some great reviews at the Cannes Film Festival. I think it comes out in like October to theaters. People say, it's a great movie. It's like 3.5 hours, but because of that, the amazing reviews on that film, I'm rating a Scorsese ranked, similar to my Tarantino ranked, but obviously Scorsese has like double the pictures as Tarantino, so it'll be a top 10 Scorsese ranked.
All right, perfect. That's on par with the stuff you've made for us in the past. And for me, got top 10 players in the NBA Finals coming out prior to the start next Thursday. Should be a good series. My prediction, Nuggets in 5. Over either.
Okay. I like Nuggets in 5. I'll go Nuggets in 6.
All right, perfect. Almost said, I thought you were going to say 4. That's crazy. But anyways, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you later.